I wish I could be more enthusiastic for you, but what I'll be reading is kind of serious. I wrote it on the 22nd of April. If you're into psychology or sociology, things like that, go check out my last video. That is when I go over the books I got at my local library for $3. I got 9 books for $3. It's a short video. I just go over the books I got and, you know, a little book diary situation I got going on. And I'll eventually start talking about what I've been reading in the book so far. This is from 61, so it is beat up, honey, like coming out the book. I am on page 153 on this one. And on this one right here, I am on, I don't know what chapter this is, but I'm on page 97. So yeah, go check that out. Let's get started. Haven't read this since I wrote it, so. I wish whatever anomaly that decided to take my uterus took my hormones too. It would have been better to not go through the ache of not being able to bear a child with the weight of the impossibility as well. The discussions that have been circulating in the political spaces related to gender and birth rate make these feelings arise. I am not a woman because I don't have a uterus. I am not a woman because I cannot give birth. I have no value and no purpose. There is no need for me to marry because the marriage would be for nothing. Everyone knows marriage is for making a family. Marriage is not for love, it is obligation. I have no say in abortion because I don't have a uterus. I am a man because I don't have a uterus. My eggs are stuck inside a body, unused, nowhere to go. I worry almost every week that my partner will change his mind about me, that he'll realize he wants biological children. I fear the day we may have to come to terms with the fact that surrogacy is not an option. All of this because of the messages I've constantly digested since childhood. The sitcoms, the romance movies, my family, blogs, passing conversations. We are told a family is what we should strive for, that children are the ultimate blessing and the best thing to come into a woman's life. How do you fight that sort of messaging? It's not like I don't want a child. I don't want to say I dreamed of motherhood either, but I expected it in my future before I found out I wasn't like the other girls. 13 years old, not a drop of blood. Then 14 came, 15, 16, 17. 17 years old is when I found out it was never coming, my rite of passage. Puberty still found me because eggs are the only important thing when it comes to that. I imagined pouring everything into my child, teaching them all that I knew and learning more just so I could answer their questions. I imagined a doting husband, a warm home, a cozy job, writing books maybe, or making music. I imagined that my child would be better than me, smarter, stronger, more enlightened. I would instill kindness into them, and so much love they'd choke on it. I imagine my child being one of the key players that change the world. That sounds like bullshit, many parents have said, but they failed miserably to create the environment to make a key player, a kind human being. I told myself that I would be better. But would I be better though? Would I be better while working full-time mere weeks after giving birth? Would I be better with medical debt from bringing my child into the world through complications? If my husband was mostly unavailable, or if I suddenly had no husband at all, men have had all the say in what makes a woman and has, throughout history, had success with making everyone believe it. We, as women, can talk about what makes a man all day, but it never stick and it never will. Men are not defined by their ability to impregnate a woman. They are defined by the genital itself. When a couple is having complications trying for a baby, the last thing anyone thinks about is the possibility that the man is the one not able to create. It is always on us, the success of humanity. But I'm glad I never had the tools. I've seen kids suck the life out of women. I've seen them burn women's dreams because they no longer mattered. They are just moms now and so-and-so's wife. I've witnessed marriage break a woman. I've read and watched how the United States do not care about women or children. They don't care about families. They don't care about nurturing all the brilliant minds that come from families. No maternity leave support, child care support, better wages, easier access to education in certain areas, nothing. But I'm still supposed to feel bad about not being able to produce for this world. I'm supposed to feel like I'm not woman enough and useless. My thoughts are worth more than the child I can't bring here myself. My purpose has changed yearly throughout my life until now. All children are my children. All children are our children. And you want people to bring their kids here just so they can be failed en masse? so they can be neglected until they act up, until it's too late. There are already too many failed children running our country, and you dickheads want more. I am a woman. I have value. I have purpose. I am not stupid or over emotional. I am passionate. The rest of you aren't passionate enough. Do not mistake woman's emotion for lack of logic. Do not forget the woman held this country down when it was at war. Do not forget woman managed the finances at home, balancing the family. Do not forget the woman who kept families from drifting apart. There is a resilience among women that societies look over, and I'm tired of whatever narrative is being pushed. History doesn't lie. You need us, with or without a uterus. Okay, bars. I fuck with that. I think that my favorite part about reading things I haven't read in a while, things that I wrote, is just looking back on it and being like, okay, you did that. You did that. I just wrote that because I was thinking about the manosphere thing, the discussion, the children discussion, just all of these discussions that have been circulating in this country. And it's about a million bajillion things. And, you know, we just got to dial it down to these core things that are making it very difficult for us to function together as a society. And the gender thing, as much as people be like, oh, the gender wars is just, it's a useless thing. It's stupid. It's pathetic. It's terrible. It has to be discussed, because it's been too long, past several lifetimes, too long, actually. And as I said, being born without the thing that we as women are defined by, it really helps to put things into perspective of what really matters. In a sense, we need villages to raise these children. And a line that stuck out to me, my own line, is when it's too many failed children running this world. Look at what's happening. The people who are the corrupt ones that took kids to islands and all these terrible things that we've been hearing for the past couple months, years, even, those are failed children. And we can't keep letting that go on whatsoever. But that aside, I love children. I love families even. I come from a family. I dreamed of family, you know, but life does things where you see why it's hard for people to really have families as much as they want to push families. Like I said, there's no safety nets in place for families. Not enough, not nearly enough. And then with this war going on and the oil crisis, and you know, look at the news. You know, I don't have to. That's one thing I'm going to repeat. I refuse to highlight too much on this channel, because you should know. Even if you're not reading deep diving articles, you should know the grand scheme or the general sense of what is happening in our country right now. I know for some things you kind of have to be on the internet for, and I implore people to at least take time out of your day, maybe an hour or two, to see what the internet is talking about, some things that may have passed your radar. Other than that, though, I really want people to just read and take time away from these screens. Take a step outside. The weather is becoming nice. I know depending on what state or what country you are, it may be not so nice because of how we treat our earth, this beautiful planet of ours. We've hesitated too much with clean energy, so there's that. That's something I have to read about more, so I can't really get into detail about that. But with that being said, how do you guys feel about what I wrote down, what I said? Do you have any medical or situation that makes it not easy for you to perform as people think women should perform? Or, I don't know, an experience of yours that one of my lines may have reminded you of? Anything, just start a conversation. That's all this is all the internet is for, honestly, for us to start conversations. But I'm starting to think that maybe just as things are can come with good things, they can also come with bad things. And I really want us to start getting back to the good parts of the internet. So you guys have a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. Oh, like and subscribe. That will help. Thanks.